Welcome back, shark fans. I'm Matt the Shark Guy, and you're watching Learn About Sharks. Today, we are going cage diving with great white sharks. So grab your passport because we are off to Mexico. Specifically, we're going to be on the west coast of Mexico, about 150 miles out in the Pacific Ocean to an island called Guadalupe Island, or in Spanish, Isla Guadalupe. You see, this is one of my favorite places on earth to go see sharks because it is home to my favorite shark of all time, the great white shark. Now before we dive in and really start talking about great white sharks, we need to get ready. We need to gear up and get ready to go cage diving. So what gear do you need to go cage diving? Well, I'll tell you. Number one, you need a mask. You see, people can't see underwater clearly. That's because the human eye needs a pocket of air just in front of the eye to see clearly. So we put on a mask so that we can have that pocket of air in front of the eyes, and that helps us see underwater. We are also going to need a wetsuit. So here we have a wetsuit. The Pacific Ocean is extremely cold, and a wetsuit is a great way to stay warm while cage diving. You see, the wetsuit allows for a little bit of water to stay in between your skin and the suit, and your body heat actually heats up that little bit of water and you stay warm while you're cage diving. And last but not least, you gotta have your camera. See, we've got to catch all that sweet action on film, so grab your gear and let's get ready to go diving with sharks. 3, 2, 1. Whoa, okay. Now we are geared up. Let's go shark diving. All right, we are geared up and we are ready to get in the cage. So be careful coming down that ladder. It's a bit slippery. And if you look out past the cage in that beautiful blue water, you're gonna see a part of Guadalupe Island. Captain Spencer's so nice to hand me my camera. I've got the regulator in my mouth and it is time to get in a cage. Now you'll notice I'm not wearing a BC or a buoyancy control device. I'm just wearing a weight harness, and our regulators, they're not hooked up to a tank for this dive. They're actually hooked up directly to the boat, so we don't have a ton of gear on. All we gotta do now is wait for the sharks to show up. Wait a second. Feel like something's behind me. Ah, why yes, white shark! We've got our first white shark of the day. This is the Carcharodon carcharias. That is the scientific name for what we call the great white shark. See, the great white shark is a common name, and Carcharodon carcharias is the scientific name. The great white is an apex predator, and it is at the top of the food chain here at Guadalupe Island. You see, the great white shark is a carnivore. That means they eat meat. And a favorite meal of the great white shark is a fatty pinniped, like a sea lion. And see, all that fat and meat with the pinniped is what fuels the great white shark's body. Great whites will also eat fish, seals, and whales as well. So it's not just one thing that they eat. They are also scavengers, so that if they come upon a dead whale, they will feast off of that dead whale and fill their bellies up until they are massive and they won't have to eat for a long time. You know what? Let's watch a great white take a bite. So let's dive back in. Whoa! Did you see that? Let's see that again in slow-mo. Okay, let's watch as the shark approaches the bait. He opens his mouth as wide as possible for that bite. How does a great white open its mouth like that? Let's find out. Here are the bite mechanics of a great white shark. This is how the great white is able to get its mouth open so big. And you see, this is one of the coolest parts to the great white shark because I think the jaws are some of the most memorable parts of the shark. So the jaw is made up of cartilage, which is the stuff that makes up your ears and nose, and they have around 300 teeth in their mouth at one time. To make that bite, the shark is going to lift his nose up on approach, open that lower jaw, and thrust that upper jaw forward, looking like this. You see, this allows the great white to take the biggest bite possible and then swallow that entire chunk whole. Let's watch another bite video. Awesome! Actually, jawsome! And while the bite videos and pictures are really sweet and pretty cool to look at, I really want to attack the misconception about great whites being mindless killers. You see, they're not. Great whites are intelligent, thoughtful, and they live most of their life doing what you're seeing right now in this video, just swimming. They are not swimming around biting, eating anything that moves. They are intelligent, and it is very important that we battle those misconceptions about sharks so that we can help save the sharks. Wow, what an amazing experience. We got to go cage diving with great white sharks. We also learned some pretty sweet facts about the great white too. But that's all I got for today. Now, get your parents' permission first, but if you want to see more cool shark pictures of mine, check me out on Instagram at SharkBitesMatt. Send me an email. Let's talk sharks. I'd love to hear from you. Send me some cool ideas or cool shark facts that you know about. Matt@learnaboutsharks.com, and my website is learnaboutsharks.com. See you next time, and remember, save the sharks.